Zone over the weekend, and I had the best seat in the house for the show. Kris Moutinho, welcome to the show.
Yeah, thank you guys for having me.
Hell
What up,
yeah, you
Kris?
crazy motherfucker. How you feeling?
A little banged up, but it
A
feels
little
better.
bit. A little
Yeah,
bit.
a little bit, but it feels better with it coming off a win. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'd love to see the other guy, as they say, for
Yeah.
sure. Well, it was such a pleasure being able to call your fight. I thought you looked great, but I noticed that you also seem to be disappointed a little bit in your performance. Is that true?
Yeah, yes and no. You know what I mean? I'm happy. Happy with the outcome. I don't like how slow I always start. I always start off really slow and get beat up a little more than I should most of the time, and then have to climb back up and do what I have to do. So again, there's always room for improvement. I made a lot of mistakes. Again, didn't keep my hands up too much. Didn't do a lot of the things that I'm supposed to do. But we live, we learn, and we improve for the next time.
Yeah, I'm so glad this question came down. Sean asking, Kris, what's up? No crazy colored hair anymore. I'm not gonna lie, me and the rest of the commentary team were pretty disappointed in the lack of bright colored hair. Why no fun hair this time around?
Yeah, it's been like that for the last couple. You know what I mean? I made a deal with one of my boxing coaches a little while ago to be myself again and turn back to who I am. And this is my natural hair color, brown. I was doing that for a little while, just gimmicky and stuff.
Okay,
I'm just gonna be me for the rest of my life. You know what I mean? I'm gonna be
I
who I
like
am
that.
and be myself and show the world the true me. And yeah, it's working so far, I think, and not switching back.
I love that. So the more you know, right? I didn't know any of that. Um, Yeah, I mean, I loved watching you perform. And, like you said, you started off a little slow, had to eat a couple, but then, like, I feel like you entered this flow state and you've credited your boxing coach a lot lately. So, is your boxing coach like a new addition to your team, or have you like kind of switched things up a little bit?
Yeah, so I have a few boxing coaches. I train, I teach and stuff over at and train with a guy over at Uppercuts Boxing Club, AJ Thomas. So and then recently I started working with a guy. His name's Maha Shamat.
Hmm.
He's old Russian style boxing, and again it's just adding tools. You know what I mean? I've been fighting for over 12 years now, man. I've been doing this stuff forever. I feel like it's been my whole life. You know what I mean? And now it's just everything's just starting to click now. The right people in line, and everything's just starting to mesh. And I just feel free. You know what I mean? That's what that was. That's the only time that I actually like this sport. You know what I mean? Is that moment, those moments where I get to try to break a man, and a man has to try to break me, and we see whose will is stronger. Like I don't like training. I'm the laziest man in the world. I promise you, I really am. I don't like to train. I don't like to eat well. I don't like to do. I don't want to run. I run maybe twice this whole camp. You know what I mean?
Oh my gosh.
That's
It's
awesome.
just, yeah, but it's just true. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't like this. I don't like this. Like I don't like to do this. I just like to fight.
Yeah.
Like I like to spar. If I could literally come to the gym, go live and spar every day, and then go home, I would. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's the
That's
only time
wild.
I feel free. So yeah, that's all that was.
That's crazy. Yeah, my co-host Connor Matthews, UFC featherweight, was saying, yeah, like, Kris doesn't do weight training, he doesn't do any of that. He's just a fighter through and through. But I feel like that's something you can't teach, Like I think that's
Right.
kind of your secret weapon, if you will. Would you agree?
Somewhat, yeah, somewhat. It gets me in a lot of trouble sometimes. You know what I mean? It gets
I
me in
could see
more.
that.
Yeah, it's probably gotten me in more trouble than it's actually helped me. But for the most part, yeah, man. Like I came to an epiphany, like one like a couple years, like 2017.
Mhm.
I went out to Jackson's for like a week, and everybody's telling me that altitude is gonna kill you. You're gonna be exhausted. I started training. And I didn't feel it at all, and I was like, okay, this is weird. I'm not really getting tired. I don't know what's going
Hmm.
on. I left that place and I listened to what they were saying, and I was like, yeah, I don't believe in it. don't believe in it anymore. I don't believe you get tired. I don't believe it's a thing. And that ever since then, it literally has been that. I go to fight. I don't believe I'm gonna get tired. I feel like tired is a mentality. I think you just have to quit on yourself. And when I'm in the cage, I'm not gonna quit.
Mm.
Again, it doesn't matter how tired I get. It doesn't. I'm not gonna stop fighting you.
It's
Gonna
the
keep
power. I
fighting.
mean, that's the power of a strong mental game. I mean, you weren't sitting in between rounds. It didn't even seem like you were breathing hard in between rounds. It's like, I mean, I think you've certainly leveled up from the last time a lot of people have seen you. And Dave, I know you had a question about that performance.
For sure, I have a lot. But Kris, first and foremost, man, massive fan of you, my guy. Massive
He
fan of
was
Kris.
fanboying about you before you got
Thank
on
you,
here.
bro. I appreciate that so much.
Yeah, like one thing we love here at Fight Bananas, we're just honest with, like, you know, dude, other MMA media outlets, they have their biases too. They're just like sneaky about it. We're not. Like, we have our people. Like, you know, L. Dawson's on the show, so we're you, John Grant, Jillian's coming on. Dude, yourself, man, I remember I knew about you. I heard about you way before the Sugar fight. Then the Sugar thing happened, and then you blew up. With that being said, like, what was the funnest part about the after that Sugar, and like you're on Pat McAfee show, all this stuff, you were everywhere. I saw you everywhere. What was the best part about that?
I'll be honest with you, bro. I've talked about this many times. That was like the worst the worst time of my life.
Wow.
Yeah, to be honest with you, bro, that was the worst. There were so many things going on. I'm the most shy, introverted person in the world. Yeah, so like I don't talk to, like I stay in my own world. The only time I talk like this is when I'm doing these kind of things.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm quiet. I stay to myself. I kind of just hang out with my girlfriend and watch Netflix and just relax. You know what I mean? So it's like that shit brought so much attention to my life that I was not ready for. And then and again, it wouldn't have happened like that if I fought some normal dude in the UFC. I fought Sean O'Malley. Brought so much attention to my life, a lot of negativity to my life, a lot of people talking shit, a lot of great people too. Like I talk about the negative people because the negative people just hit harder, but there's so many great people, so many great things. And then to boot with that, I was in another relationship that wasn't going well. I was in another relationship for like 7 years. That started to go into a bad way. I felt like killing myself. I was in those kind of situations where I've never been in those had those feelings before. So again, it was a tough point in my life. Nothing went well, and then I got kicked out of the UFC. So yeah, man, it wasn't a great point in my life. Again, I met the girl I'm with now. Everything's good. I got with the team I'm with now, and everything just started trailing, bro. I believe my belief in God and everything, and it just all started trailing back up. So
nice.
This is the best moment. This is the best time of my life.
I love hearing
not
that,
then,
man.
you know.
With that being said, 4-fight win streak. What do you think is next? Do you think it is another Combat Zone, another show in the Northeast? Would you want to go somewhere else? The Contender Series is going to be very busy at the end of the summer. Do you want to go that route? Would you want to do a PFL/Bellator thing? What's kind of next for you going forward, my guy?
Whatever comes, you know what I mean. I'm just gonna plan on trying to fight as soon as I can. Probably 1 or 2 more times before the end of the year. If something big comes, something big comes. You know what I mean. I stopped worrying about it a little while ago. Stopped worrying about forcing. I'm just gonna live. You know what I mean. I love fight. I love to fight. Like I said a million times, man. I am the god of war. So we'll set up another one. And if the UFC wants me back, they want me back. Again, I just stopped. I'm not gonna worry about it no more. You know what I mean? I did that. They tried to get me on the. I was forcing it. They tried to get me on the Ultimate Fighter. I got screwed off that.
Yeah.
I was in the UFC. Usually you get 3 fights. I only got 2. Yeah. I just keep getting screwed when I want it so bad. So I want it less, man. I want other things in my life, and if something comes, it comes. You know.
Yeah, I mean, it's really cool to see this mental shift in you because you seem very content with life right now. And I think that's super powerful. And I think that's when like life really starts happening, is when you're like, all right, well, here I am. Here's what I'm doing. And life's happening, man. Good things are coming your way. But again, like the spotlight is kind of back on you again. You know, ESPN giving you some love, people talking about the 4-0 thing. How are you dealing with that spotlight now after dealing with it before?
to go through it now is so much easier. You know what I
Good.
mean? Dealing with what I dealt with before. This is nothing. You know what I mean? I'm used to it now. I'm used to this thing. And yeah, man, like you just said, I'm content with my life. You know what I mean? I got my girl. I got my cats. We just got a new one.
Hey, cat
That's,
life.
that's it, bro. My life is good. You know what I mean? I got my family. I got my brothers and my teammates. And yeah, man, life is good. You know, life is really fucking good, and God is really good. So, yeah, man. Whatever comes, and these people, all these fans, everything, like me complaining about being shy and all this stuff. Without all them, there is no fighting. Without all them, there is no me. So again, even though I complain and I bitch and I whine, like I love all you. I love the ones that hate me. I love the ones that love me, and just keep watching me fight because good things are coming.
Yeah, I love it. And I love how, you're happy in your relationship. She's a fighter as well. She's a boxer. Dave, she fought on Rough and Rowdy when I did the Rough and Rowdy show.
Okay.
She's a rowdy little thing, so that's awesome.
I love that.
And then I also did a fun video with a lot of the fighters. Turns out Chris's first job was Dunkin' Donuts, which is like, it doesn't get much more New England than that, which is fantastic. But
I knew I liked Kris. I knew I liked him.
Chris, what is your Dunkin' order? I need to know.
Mocha. Just
A mocha.
coffee. Yeah. But
Hot or cold?
Iced.
Ice. There you go.
Okay, iced mocha. Do you eat there? Like, what's your Dunkin'?
I don't really eat there too much. I get stuff every once in a while, but nah, man. That place is wild. When I worked there, it was wild. I worked with a bunch of convicts when I worked there.
That sounds about right.
They had work. So when I worked at, they had work release. So they had like the women from the max prison that are about to get out. There was a chick that like freaking ran drugs across the country. There was one that murdered somebody. Dude, it was wild. It was crazy when I worked there.
Making my Dunkin' in the morning. Excellent.
We need those people. We need them, Kris.
I know.
We need them in society. Bring them back in. We need them.
Yeah, I guess so.
Two last fun things for you, Kris, if you don't mind. 2 big fights are coming up in June in the UFC mega main events. Who do you got, Islam or Dustin? That's the first off. That's 302, and then 303 at the end of the month. Conor McGregor's return. Conor and Chandler. 2 big fights. Who do you got, my guy?
I got Islam. I don't think anybody's really touching Islam. I think he's Khabib with better striking. You know what I mean? I think
incredible.
His wrestling's so good. His submission game is so good, and his striking is just next level, dude. Once he knocked out Volkanovski, I really didn't have anything else any questions to have. And then Conor, again, it's every time I watch Conor fight, it's just what Conor's gonna come out. And what I've seen lately is it's not the same guy that used to fight. You know what I mean?
I agree.
He's rich. He's got all that money. He don't want it the same way he used to want it, and that's understandable. If I had $100 million, I probably wouldn't fight.
Right.
Not 100 million. That guy's got billions.
Yeah, we're talking.
He has billions. Like
exactly, bro. I'd be on my yacht, drunk. Everything I wanted to do in life, I've already done. You know what I mean?
Yeah. On the yacht with your cats.
Yeah, that's it, bro.
Mocha in your hand.
Drinking mochas.
They'd be wearing Gucci.
Let's go. Let's go.
It, so
Kris Gucci Moutinho. Let's go.
Yeah, that's it, bro. And then so I think Chandler wins.
Yeah.
So we got Chandler, we got Islam. All right.
Chandler and Islam. I like it. Well, Kris, thank you so much for joining us. I know you got a busy schedule, so we'll let you go. But any final words before we let you go?
Not really, man. Just thank you for the opportunity, and anybody watching, I love y'all.
We love you too, man. Have a good rest of the day.
Massive fan of you, Kris. You're a stud, dude. Massive fan of you.
God bless.
See you soon, man.
Love that.